Ouija.
Thank you, Caroline. Back on tariffs, last night President Trump said there will be a little disturbance, but we're okay with that. Can you put a dollar figure amount on how much the average American family should expect to pay as this disturbance? And why should Americans be okay with that when so many are already struggling to pay the bills?
Well, first of all, last night, the president told the truth. And he was realistic, and he level set with the American people. And I think, frankly, it's very refreshing. And everybody in this room should be very grateful that we have a president who tells the truth about the reality of the economic situation that we are in.
Wow, this reporter definitely wasn't ready for the response they got.
Unlike the previous president who lied to everybody's faces, saying inflation was transitory, saying it was under control, saying that the border was secure, when none of that was true. So the president is being frank and honest. And the American people elected this president to have monumental reform and change, including rebuilding our manufacturing base in this country, standing up to foreign nations who have been ripping off our country for decades. And that requires a little bit of disruption. That requires a lot of effort and work that this president is focused on doing. With that said, as the president said last night, his administration is wholeheartedly committed, of course, to ending the inflation nightmare caused by the Biden administration. Look at the deregulation efforts. Look at the president's push last night in his speech for Congress to pass tax cuts, to end taxes on Social Security and overtime pay for hardworking Americans, end taxes on tips. We need Congress to get that done because that's going to put more money back into the pockets of the American people. And I didn't even mention energy. Look at the president's approach and focus on unleashing the might of our energy industry. We know that's the number one driver of inflation. He's been slashing back a lot of the burdensome regulation from the previous administration to unleash our energy industry here at home, which will drive down costs. He said he is committed to making America affordable again. He did it in his first term, and Americans can trust him to do it again.
President Trump has made clear, Caroline, that he loves tariffs, but the stock market does not. How does he factor that into his decision making?
Well, the president does love tariffs. He said it's one of his favorite words in the English dictionary. And he believes in tariffs because they'll ultimately make America rich again. They're going to raise revenue. They're going to help us pay down our debt. Most importantly, they're going to bring American jobs here back home. So I think for folks on Wall Street who may be concerned, look at what this president did for you in his first term. Wall Street boomed. Stock market boomed. The president expects that to happen again. But most importantly, Main Street is going to boom. And that's why the president has this whole of government economic approach, which includes tax cuts, tariffs, regulation cuts, and an energy industry that will bring down costs for American consumers.
All right, let's be real. The media is freaking out over nothing again. Trump made a straightforward, honest comment about tariffs, and suddenly they're acting like it's the end of the world. It's hilarious how they twist everything to make it seem like Trump is out here ruining lives when all he's doing is putting America first. The reporter's question was so predictable, basically trying to paint Trump as reckless, like he's about to bankrupt American families. But Caroline Leavitt wasn't having it, and she shut that narrative down fast. Trump isn't hiding anything. He's telling people exactly how it is. Fixing this economy isn't going to happen overnight, but strong leadership means making tough choices that actually help the country in the long run. And let's talk about tariffs. The media acts like Trump is crazy for loving tariffs, but the reality is they work. They bring in revenue, they force other countries to play fair, and most importantly, they bring jobs back home. We've been getting ripped off for decades, and Trump is actually doing something about it. Yeah, Wall Street might freak out at first, but let's not forget, the stock market thrived under Trump's first term. Businesses grew, wages increased, and Americans had more money in their pockets. So excuse me if I don't buy into the doom and gloom nonsense from the left. Bottom line, Trump is playing the long game, and the media just can't handle that. They want everything to stay broken so they can keep pushing fear and pretending Biden is doing a good job. But people aren't buying it anymore. So what do you guys think? Are tariffs good for America? Or is the media just running their usual scare tactics? Let me know in the comments.